2A is the way every day, right here in Arizona. Happy Labor Day, everybody. Of course, I'm still out working out and about, doing some side work. We gave the employees the day off. I'm still out and about doing stuff. On the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. Hey, thank you for that like, greatly appreciate it. It is a beautiful 96 degrees right here in Arizona. Not even noon yet. Omar, how you doing? Welcome to the live. Out and about on the road again. That beautiful Arizona sky. And a happy Labor Day to everybody. I hope you've all had a good weekend. But that also means our sale is live today all the way to the 7th. 15% off SM19 strip slides, good for your Generation 3 Glock 19 in desert sand, burnt bronze, and flat darker at Cerakote. Code LABOR25 at StifflerManufacturing.com. That's a dick move to speed up on me, buddy. That's a dick move. That's an on-ramp. Come on. Don't mess with people trying to get on. Got to the range yesterday. It was awesome. Just mag dumped my SM19 turbo. Got to test out that optic. That optic, now we're up to 800 rounds through it. Still going strong. So that was great. Hey, welcome to the chat. Thank you, everybody. Happy Labor Day. But yeah, we dumped some Scorpio, some Winchester, Blazer, just dumped 300 rounds downrange, and the build kept eating it, and eating it, and eating it. It was awesome. How about y'all? Any good range days? Hey, greetings from Russia. We're from Arizona in the United States. Doing good, doing good. It's a holiday, so I'm out working, getting some time and a half, getting that extra money. The shop is, well, not running today. All the employees have taken the day off. I'm still out earning, getting some extra cash. Hit the range up hard. Well, I couldn't say too hard. It's not like I dumped 1,000 rounds. We dumped 300 rounds through a build, and it ran flawlessly, so I am so happy. And we were running it on a Palmetto State Armory Dagger full-size S, as well as the compact, and we threw it on an OEM frame as well, and it just kept running. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Let us know if you need some Helldivers on that planet, my man. Let us know. Oh, I have to go do a little bit of meet and greet later. Well, that's well, not later. That's when I'm on route 2. But it's going to take me a little bit to get there. So I figured, what the heck? Let's do a driving live. Let's chat some people up. Talk about 2A. Talk about whatever. Anybody else get any good range time in this weekend? Any good hunting out and about? Family took a little trip. I stayed relaxed for most of it. It was a nice, relaxing weekend, finally. Jansen, what's going on, man? Welcome to the live. Checking out that blue sky. Hey, thank you for those likes. Greatly appreciate it. Double tap that screen. You're going a little slow. Slow traffic to the right. Well, I'm in Arizona right now, and I'm still going to stay in Arizona, but I'm going to go and meet somebody downtown. Talk about some slides. Maybe do, maybe we'll get a sail in. Who knows? But it's Labor Day, so they have the day off, and I'm only doing some side work right now, so I'm available. Figured, what the heck, let's do a meetup. Baller. Not much, man, just chilling up with a package of 3 new red dots. Right on, man. Where are you getting the red dots from? Oh, that's right. You're doing that giveaway too. We still need to get our 1K giveaway set up. But Labor Day, plus we had to go make some money and get some other slides made out. We've got to make that YouTube 1K giveaway slide. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to make. I don't know. That we are, with the good old trustable combustion engine. Hey, thank you for those likes. Greatly appreciate it. Zalissi Optics. Oh, right on. I got to figure out if we're doing something with Siley or not before I reach out to anybody else with optics. Might do something with Gideon. Since they go around to so many gun conventions and stuff, Gun Con, SHOT Show, things like that. So I might reach out to Gideon, get them some of our slides, so they can show people that, hey, their optics do in fact fit on Stiffler slides. Hey, thank you for the sub. Greatly appreciate it. I don't know if you heard me earlier, Chanson. I got go to the range this weekend, dumped 300 rounds through one of our 19 builds. Ran flawlessly. 3 different types of ammo, 3 different frames. The slide ran so beautiful. Dumped some Winchester, Blazer, and some of that Scorpio ammo. Ran it on 2 different PSAs and an OEM, and the build just kept going. Shoot up that ammo. Hey, thank you for the sub. Much appreciated. Thank you guys for those likes. I know the driving lives aren't as fascinating as when we're in the shop or when we're doing talking about guns and slides right on the desk. So let's see if I can show you guys something we've been working on. Oh, nope, it's too close a photo. Same for that one. Dang. Okay, gonna have to work on those for YouTube. That's okay. We'll go to the standard. Uh-oh. That truck just lost a pillow. Fluffy Bunny Arsenal. Gerald, what's going on? Hey, thank you guys for those likes. That's greatly appreciated. Looks like my green screen's going a little wonky there. Hey, Scott, how you doing, man? Happy Labor Day to everybody. I'm out on another road trip in my favorite piece of shit, Toyota Camry. But the road's not that interesting, so I figured, what the heck, let's green screen a slide up there. Oh man, I should go back to the range again, test out another slide. But we just dumped 300 rounds yesterday through an SM19 turbo, and it was beautiful. Ran so good, so clean. Threw a little bit of that Ghost Dad tactical lube on there. We've got a little bottle of the Ecto lube. That's that green apple smelling lube. If you ever get that stuff, keep it away from your animals and your kids. It does smell good, but it is not edible. I mean, it's gun lube, for Christ's sake, come on. Hey, thank you for that like. On the road again. Man, you should have seen it the other day. Over 200 people popping up in here. It was wild. Back to the road. One of these days, I swear, I'm going to drive out to Picacho Peak just so you guys can see the trip. Fun little spot to hike up. Also got some history. It's an old Civil War skirmish site out here in Arizona. Got an interesting story behind it. Alright, let's get up and around you, I guess. So how's everybody's Labor Day weekend going? Anybody getting any good range trips in? New guns? Chanson's doing a giveaway. Check him out sometime. We're doing our giveaway too sometime soon. We got to get the slide made for it. The SM19 Viper. The way we'll do that is we will do a live once we get the slide made. We'll get everyone's usernames written down, and then we'll do a follow-up live where we will choose the winner and the runners-up, just in case the winner can't receive it for whatever reason. And of course, right now, we've got our Labor Day sale going on. Glock 19 style slides, 15% off. Because 2A is the way, and you all need a little Stiffler in your life. Yep, free stuff. Free stuff indeed. Just got to subscribe to Stiffler Manufacturing. And then join us on the live when we do our announcement. And we will be giving away a slide. Just not exactly sure what kind of color scheme we're going to do. Maybe something with like red for YouTube. I don't know. That'll be wild. Maybe we'll laser it. But it'll be interesting. I'll probably have to get some help doing that live that night too. I bet there's going to be a bunch of people in there for it. Because, I mean, hey, who doesn't want a free slide? Live Life, what's going on? Coming in from Alabama. Oh, we're in Arizona. We were in Florida for a bit, getting the shop set up, doing things when we first started back in 2023. We've been in Arizona for, well, Arizona's our home state. We've been back here for 2 years. Hey, welcome to the chat. Thank you. Welcome, Wiley. Thank you guys for those likes. It's greatly appreciated. Helping us beat that algorithm. .34 this morning. Man, it's 100 degrees right now. Which makes sense because it just hit noon. Beautiful Arizona, baby. The heat, it'll try to kill you. But everything else here is great. Constitutional carry, beautiful scenery, you know, wonderful food. Some good people, some not so good people too, but that's everywhere you go. And you know what? Just 2A every day, and those other people that ain't so cool, that's not your problem. Let's see. And for my European friends, 100 degrees Fahrenheit is 37 to 38 degrees Celsius. Yeah, that ain't happening. I saw you speed up. That was my turn. I don't know what it is. Some people just really don't want to let you in. We do have some weird drivers in Arizona, especially once it rains, because we don't get rain very often. People start freaking out, thinking the gods must be crazy. Look at that sky water. Oh no. Especially when we get haboos. Yes, that's right. I said the word haboo. Because we don't say dust storms here. Why? Because it's fun to say. There's a couple gun shops on the way from where I'm going. Maybe I should drop by one of these. Well, not today. A lot of them are closed. But maybe I should drop by some of these ones in person. I've tried reaching out to a few via email, sent letters, phone call, whatnot. Sometimes you just got to show up in person, you know? Which is interesting, especially when you think of like interstate trade, right? Like, you're going to buy something, but one state produces it. Like the steel that we buy, it's not from here in Arizona. It's from another state. So how do you sell stuff to people in other states or buy stuff from people from other states if you're not willing to pick up the phone or answer an email? That's called bad commo, ladies and gentlemen. Bad commo. And sorry if it takes me a second to get to your comments, as I am traveling. That's okay, we'll be stopping sometime soon. I'll chat you guys up for a good little while. We're also looking at the Gen 5, though I can't promise anything for Gen 5 until next year. Definitely not until next year. Yep, Texas plate. We get a lot of people through here. We get a lot of Canadians through here. A lot of people come to visit Arizona. A couple weeks back, we had some French, and they did not realize just how hot it gets here. Oh man, they looked miserable. And I was like, yeah, a lot of people do stuff in the morning or in the evening. And if you're traveling around through the day, you got to make sure you have good AC for your car. Make sure you're drinking water too. You can't just be out and about. We get people who want to come up and hike certain hills, hike certain mountains, and it's like, guys, it's Arizona. You're here in summer. Maybe save that for fall, winter, spring, not summer. But, you know, what are you going to do? That's part of our firefighter budget right there, is rescuing people who get trapped on trails and mountains because they decided to go hiking. They're like, well, I hike back home. I didn't think it'd be any different here. The heat makes a difference. I've been a few times, Live Life. Grand Canyon's awesome. I do not recommend going in winter because it does snow there, and when it does, you can't see anything. It's just whiteness. Pure whiteness everywhere. Too much snow. Zayati, what's going on? I don't know if you guys heard about Nevada, speaking of broken. But did you guys see what's going on with the Nevada DMV? How they got hacked and their things being held for ransom? So they told the cops, like, hey, look, if people are near their renewal, like if it's expired, like, be lenient because we can't renew anything for anybody. It snows for 9 months. Oh yeah, screw that. It's the reason I live here. We don't shovel snow. It snows here like twice a year where I'm at. And it's only enough to be kind of neat. There's no shoveling, no impact to the roads, no impact to the schools. It snows just enough right here a couple times a year just to be kind of neat. It's like, oh, cool, it snowed. Maybe enough to have a quick impromptu snowball fight. But that's about it. That's true. Fall, winter, and spring is about a 6-month process. Goes by real quick. Though for that 2 months of winter that we have, it's nice. You'll get frost on your windshield. You gotta wear a jacket. Man, 59 would be a little too cold. I'll tell you, I get cold in my house when I put the AC at 75. So it's got to be 77 to 79. 75, I get nippy. They have signs at Grand Canyon, if you get snowed in your car, we'll be here. Yep, the one time we went in winter, of course, kids, snow, ice, one of us slipped. And we almost went towards the canyon edge. Thankfully, there's guardrails and stuff. Yeah, winter. Yep, Arizona winters get down into the 20s and 30s. But it's nowhere near places like Wisconsin, where they're in the frickin' negatives. Or Maine or New York. Like, screw that. It's cold enough that you're, you know, annoyed. Not cold enough that I just want to get out of there. Okay, so we'll pull in here. I might have to mute audio if this guy shows up. I'll just keep you guys apprised. See what's going down. Well, we all could have made that if you weren't like a worthless coward of a driver. Come on, lady. Like, we all could have made that. All right, here we go. Let's pull up into here. Let's chat this thing up. Talk about some slides. Talk about some guns. What have you. Whatever. I hear Illinois is having their weapons ban go before the Supreme Court. So that ought to be cool. Hopefully they get struck down. All right, let's move you away from the heat. Still charging, good. Notifications. Sorry, we had a quick little reconnect. All right, let's see what all these comments I missed here are. -50 is about as cold as I've seen. Screw that. Holy crap. I saw 131, which is, I want to say, what is that, like 50 Celsius or something? Let's see, 131, 55 Celsius. So yeah, 131 Fahrenheit is 55 Celsius, and that sucked. Damn, she's good. Welcome. I saw a dead donkey and a guy at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, and his jacket said Evil Rodriguez. What the fuck? You know what's cool is not giving an F. Yeah. He's now dead, Rodriguez. Oh, you guys are fun. Let's see how. There we go. Throw you in there. So we took one of our 19 turbo slides to the range. For those of you just joining us, we took it to the range yesterday, dumped 300 rounds through it, and it was absolutely beautiful. Ran flawlessly, just dumping round after round. I was using Blazer, Scorpio, Winchester, and we were swapping it on 2 different PSA frames as well as an OE or a Glock OEM frame, and it just punched. It was so awesome. .121 is about as hot as you've seen. Fluffy's Auntie tried to jump the Grand Canyon. I don't recommend it. It's a big ass hole. Man, the sights are amazing. Oh, yep, thank you. That is our SM19 Hellet slide. Lacking sights. I forgot to upload once again all the new photos. So that is my bad. I'll have to get around to doing that at some point so I can show you guys all the new stuff. The camos are definitely getting popular. Camos are getting super popular. Heck, I wonder if the range is even open today. Should look that up. If they are, I might just go today and shoot. Shoot again. It's Labor Day though, so they're probably closed. Oh, right on. Yeah, I wouldn't mind dropping by and dumping some more rounds. Oh man, thank you guys for the likes. Greatly appreciated. So from left to right here, it's kind of hard to tell. The furthest left one, that green with the little bit of red splatter, was a zombie slide we were working on. We've since improved it. That was kind of like a test one. And then, of course, the left one, or the one immediate to its right, is a leopard camo. We only ever made the one. I don't know if we're going to make them again, but it's like a leopard style camo. Then in the middle, we have our Camu, the cow style camo. Then to the right, that is our Jesse James camo. And then to the right of that is Cookies and Cream. Which I guess this photo kind of crops it out a little bit. Let's see if this pops in. No, yep, see. A lot of the photos do not work very well for green screen. At least the ones I have right with me. Horrible. Got to get some better ones. How about not you, not you, not you. Maybe you. Will you fit? Nope, son of a gun. That's okay, I know you will. There we go. Hey, Kurt24, how goes it? Right on, Omar. Glad to hear it. Holstein camo? Holstein? Holstein? I'd have to see it. Yep, I'm almost done doing side work. I'll meet up with this guy temporarily, see what he's looking for, see if we can help him out. I got one more thing to do after that, and then, yeah, I might have some range time available to me. That'd be sweet. Lot Lizard, cookies, and cream, Holstein. Stage 2 fireman, yeah, we get those. They closed down a lot of the desert shooting for us. Whew, there we go. For those of you just joining us, welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing, where we turn bars of steel into gun slides like the one you see before you. And for this week, and this week only, 15% off for Labor Day, September 1st through the 7th, on our SM19 stripped slides. SM19 meaning it can fit the Gen 3 Glock 19s in colors like Desert Sand, Burnt Bronze, and Glock FDE. Use code LABOR25. Now I'm just driving around in a circle. Woohoo, green screen. Hope this guy shows up. I've had a few not show up, as some of you are well aware of, where you go to meet somebody and they don't show up, and it's like, all right, man, why are we wasting each other's time? Come on. Woohoo. But some people do that. It is what it is. I've also met some great people doing this and gotten some contacts. So it's not always bad when you go to try to meet somebody. It just happens, unfortunately. Phil, what's going on? Welcome to the live. We make 19 Gen 3 slides, and they can fit on the 19X. There's a few videos out there and instructional guides on how to swap them, but generally what you're going to do is swap the back plate out, and it will fit. I recommend checking out a video by RTT Guns and Gear. He does exactly that, where he swaps a Gen 3 19 onto the 19X. Also know another guy who did it with one of our Gen 3 19s and put it on a Gen 5 45. Took it to the range and ran it. So a bit's doable because Glocks are Legos. Sometimes you just gotta swap out the back plate, maybe the slide lock and release, and there you go. Boom, it fits. Get you a baby Glock 40. Nothing in 40 yet. We plan to at some point. Right now we're working on the 26, and hey, I got news on that. We just made our first raw 26 slide, and that's going to be set up for testing. We got to take measurements with it, and then we're going to go slap it on a frame and take it to the range, and we're going to test fire the crap out of it. And if we like it, we're going to start producing it, so we'll have the 26. On that comp, no, I'm afraid I can't, because I don't know who put that on there. It's just a photo I was able to use to work, but Yeah, not every photo I have works well on the green screen, so I'm afraid I can't comment on the comp because I don't know who put it on there. No, I'm afraid I can't ship to Panama unless Panama wants to become part of the United States again. Per ITAR regulations from the U.S. Department of State, I can only ship slides and parts kits and whatever else to states and to the territories. Yeah, 40 cal definitely went through a huge popular streak, especially with law enforcement. Now everyone's modeled, just kind of sidled back over to the 9mm. There's still few departments out there that use 40 cal. Will it be a little cheaper since the slide is smaller? That's a good question. That's a very good question, Omar. I can't say right now. That's a discussion we all have to have and figure out what we're charging. While it is technically smaller, we're not getting as good a deal on the 26 smaller bars that we're using. So, and mostly it's because we're not ordering thousands of them. So if the 26 really takes off, we might be able to lower the price later. Initially, the price might not be lower. So, I don't know. That's a discussion we have to have in the shop. Explosive bullets. Yeah, is it kind of like, a bunch of the other ammos that went out was like 357 SIG. Nobody really uses it anymore. It has people who like it, but you can't really find it almost anywhere. And it's like 40 cal. I think 40 cal is going to go that same way. People are going to stick to 9mm, 10mm, 45. But then again, it might have a resurgence. Who knows? Because there's still a lot of people who love, like, say, the Glock 23. Hard to say. Here, let's swap to one that's ours. We don't deal... maybe we should deal in comps sometime in the future. I don't know. There we go. Here's one of ours. Of course, I don't have any sights on it, but... SM19 Hellet in graphite black, ELD performance barrel with copper PVD, and the parts kit is an SCT Manufacturing, sitting on a PSA dagger frame. Is it? 45 ACP? Is it 11mm? It is. Bullet diameter, 45 ACP, 11.5mm. Neck diameter, 12mm. And base diameter, 12.1mm. Interesting. But the bullet diameter itself, 11.5. Very interesting. Wild, one might even say. Well, let's swap back to... what, will this one show up? I need to test all the green screen. I'm going to have to do a live where I just do that and just test green screen photos and create like an album of just green screen photos for you guys so stuff fits properly. One of our old SM19 Leonidas slides in Space Worn. That's where it's been purposely de-stressed to show that stainless steel under the graphite black H-Series Cerakote. And she looks so sexy. Brandon, welcome to the live. How you doing, man? Let's see, we are at... there we go. Got that all fixed up. Oh yeah, the Space Worn slides are awesome. The funny thing is, there's a couple companies that when we first started making them, immediately tried copying the Space Worn look, like what you see here. Jason Harmon, how are you doing? And, no worries. And you could tell that they were trying to copy it because they were doing a form of distressing that was similar, but not quite the same. Eventually, over the course of like 2 to 6 months, they figured it out. They figured out either how we were doing it or similar to how we were doing it. And now they're kind of making something the same. But for a good period of time, we were the only one making it that way. And now some others figured it out. So that was kind of fun to watch, like watching them chase it and figure it out how we were doing it. We also did that with blend slides. Blend, like B-L-E-N-D, where half the slide is one color, half the slide is the other color. And then in the middle, you get kind of an effect. And we only did it with a handful of designs, making blends and fades with the Cerakote using different colors. And some people liked it, some people didn't like it. And we ultimately stopped doing the blends, except for the Viper Liberty slide that we have, where it's half red, half blue with speckles of white for like a red, white, and blue appearance that we usually sell around the 4th of July. I mean, it's on the website now, anybody can order it, but we usually sell most of those around 4th of July. And when we were making those, other companies started doing the blends too, like immediately afterwards. And it's like, honestly, we didn't sell all that many of them. Like, some people liked them and they bought them, but you know, most people like a single color. And it was kind of funny watching, like, oh my God, they're popping up everywhere. Here we go, one of our SM19 Hellets. It's missing the upper parts kit, but it does have that ELD performance barrel in copper PVD. Arctic white, or an F-Series Cerakote. So we are starting to use some F-Series and some FX Series, not just H-Series. But I think it looks great, especially with the black frame and the copper PVD barrel. I think that looks great. Something about copper barrels really just make a build pop. Don't know, it just looks good, at least to me. But of course, we've got the black nitride barrels. We've got some rainbow barrels. Oh, and we might be getting stainless steel or some sort of similarly coated barrel so that it has that appearance. And for those of you who've been asking, we are getting ported copper PVD barrels. So I just saw one in the shop the other day. We finally got one in. I don't know when they're going to add them to the website because we need to get a certain number of them in. But we're starting to get the photos ready. We're starting to get, check them all for fitting. It should fit just fine. But you got to check. You don't know until you know, right? It's just like range testing. Like, I know it's going to work, but until I range test it, I don't know. Let's see. Right now we're doing the 19 and the 17 in Gen 3, and we are working on completing our 26. And after that, we're going to be working on the 43. So the 26 isn't ready yet, but it's in the beginning phases of testing. We'll be testing the slide out on some builds and seeing if it can run different ammos, different frames. And if we like it, then we're going to start producing it. So I hope to have the 26 out before this year. So before December, if everything works right. That said, I mean, something could go wrong and get delayed, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. What, like carbon black? We have a graphite black, if that's what you're talking about. I know, right? For the 26X frame, we've already got a buyer who wants 50 of them. So as soon as we start making the 26, they want 50 slides from us. And that will be so sweet. And then, of course, there's a couple people, or at least one person, who's going to get a 26. Since they sent one of their slides into us for a swap, we're going to give them a 26 in return once we're done making it. Which that's something, if you guys didn't know, we occasionally do slide swaps where you reach out to us and say, hey, I've got this slide for whatever. I'd like to swap it for one of yours. And we will do that on a case-by-case basis. So if you reached out to us and said, hey, Stiffler, I've got a Gen 5 Glock 26 or a Gen 4 or Gen 3, whatever, or I've got an aftermarket slide from this company, you know, just an example, there's nothing wrong with it, or there is something wrong with it. This is what happened. Can I swap it for, you know, your 19 or your 17 or, you know, your 26 when it's available? And on a case-by-case basis, we might say yes. And we've done that a few times where, you know, a few of our subscribers have sent us 19 slides, and we've swapped them for some of ours. Someone sent, or someone I guess is sending a 43 slide to us to swap for our new 43 once it's ready. So we won't do that for everybody, but on a case-by-case basis. For example, one person we did it for had a Rem Sport R19 slide. It was a pretty basic slide, no optics cut, no front serrations, and there was something wrong with it. But he couldn't get back to the range. He couldn't get help from the company that he had gotten it from. So we swapped it for one of our 19 slides. Our base model, the Zoom, which has, you know, unlike his, it has front grip serrations and it has an optics cut. And it's made of 17-4 stainless steel instead of 416. So definite upgrade from the slide he had. And so, you know, just trying to help the guy get back to the range because he was having some issues with, I guess, getting the slide fixed. And, you know, we've seen that a few times with other companies too, where people are trying to get something fixed. There's a few that we won't really accept anymore when we do our slide swap, and that's from Rock Slide USA and from Leo Precision, because we've already got several of them, and a lot of them are the same issues. So like with Rock Slide, it's people talking about slides cracking. We still will accept LFA, but some of those are the same issues. People are talking about the slides cracking, or a few other issues. But yeah, we'll still probably maybe accept those. I'll let you know if like we stop. But any others out there, like other companies, that's cool. OEM is always cool. So it's just something we do, something for you to think about. If you've got an old slide you don't use anymore or are not interested in anymore, or maybe something crazy happened to it and you can't get it replaced or fixed, reach out to us and, you know, we'll consider it. Case by case basis. How about you guys? Has that ever happened to you? You got in a gun build or something and just something catastrophic happened? Happened to me a long time ago. I had an old Winchester 12 gauge and we picked it up secondhand, and unfortunately there was something wrong where the firing pin protruded, and if you put the action forward it would go off while the breech was not sealed. Now I did not know this at the time, and so when I put the action forward it went off and it blew off the trigger guard, and I got a lot of hot gunpowder in my face. Catastrophic failure. There's no saving it. I mean, without the replacement parts, and it was old, and I picked it up for like 20 bucks. But definite good lesson in wearing your iPro, because that could have gone so bad. But on a plus note, I did hit the target. I mean, I lost the weapon, but I did hit the target, so. How about you guys? Any crazy catastrophic stories? I know I got people reach out. We had a few, like, you know, people sent slides to us. They've showed us so many photos, like, hey, this broke, that broke, this cracked. I took this to the range and this happened. And whatever company they were talking to wouldn't help them. And it's like, God, dude, that sucks. Like, if something happens with one of ours, like, yeah, we're going to try and help you. We got a troubleshooting process. You can just reach out to us, email us. I've got one that's frustrating, but I think it's the guy's build. There's got to be something wrong with his build, because he sent the slide back to us and we ran it on multiple different frames, multiple different types of ammo, and she ran flawlessly, but he gets it back, and all of a sudden there's a problem with it again. I think there's something wrong with his build. I just, without seeing what his build is like in front of me, and out like holding it in my hands, I can't tell what's wrong with it. Hey, Paul Witt, what's going on, man? Welcome to the live. About the only thing I had was a slide from another company kept breaking guide rods. Huh, I wonder if something was out of spec. Or if it just didn't, it wasn't fitting, you know what I mean? What company was it, if you don't mind? I don't trash other companies on here. The only one I talk about frequently is like Rock Slide, because everyone's so familiar with like they might have fixed the issue, and if they have, I feel kind of bad. But it's become such a prevalent issue that any Reddit thread you go to, any social media gun group you go to, he's like, hey, yeah, avoid this company, avoid that company. There was a really good one on Reddit a while back before Reddit started targeting companies, and it was Polymer 80, like r/Polymer 80. And before Reddit started targeting businesses on there, they had a whole, they probably still do, I just can't interact it on there, because like by us, Superior Triggers, one of the Geisler companies, a bunch of us got banned on Reddit, even though we're legitimate LLCs and everything. But they had a whole list on there. It was like a blacklist of bad sellers, shady people, bad businesses, and people on there would have like a plethora of stories of issues that they dealt with. And some of the businesses have long since closed. So, I mean, a blacklist in a gun community is a good idea. Like, hey, this gun shop is messed up, or hey, this manufacturer is doing shady stuff, and here's why. You know, like word of mouth is a good thing. So, it's, you know, if you guys hear of crazy stuff, I want to hear about it, because maybe we don't want to do business with a certain, like there was a gun shop that stole a guy's gun over in New Mexico, and the Reddit communities and some gun advocacy groups helped him get it back. And that gun shop lost a lot of business after they did that. So, I mean, like, but a lot of people only became aware of it because of gun groups having a blacklist saying, hey, this is what happened to somebody. And it's like, yeah, I'm glad I'm aware of that. I don't want to do business with that gun shop. Like, they're stealing people's guns, they're doing shady stuff. Like, no, I don't want to do business with them. Like, why would anybody want to? Paul says, never an issue with slides, but I've had some AR triggers do weird things. Yeah, and sometimes you get some, and I've wondered about that too. Like, sometimes you get an OEM frame, and when I say OEM, I mean original equipment manufacturer, right? So, like, if you get something from PSA, it's OEM to PSA. But when we think of OEM in regards to Glock builds, the only thing that's OEM is Glock, right? So even PSA is like an aftermarket. And sometimes the aftermarket has issues because humans make mistakes. So for example, on like PSA frames, we personally polish the rails before, you know, getting into a lot of shooting or whatever. And it improves the fit and it improves the running of that build just by polishing the rails. And so other people might need to inspect their aftermarket equipment to see if there's anything they need to do on it. Like, hey, check for any burrs, check for any plastic deformations, check for something that you might need to snip, sand, or polish. Because that's the thing about building is, yes, is it great, you know, when everything comes together perfect, just fine, no problems? Absolutely. But sometimes part of the building process, especially if you're trying to save money and go cheap, is that you need to do a little bit of work on your end. So you're like, okay, are you getting a PSA frame for 40 that has an LPK already in it? Like, if all I have to do is polish the rails, I'm happy with that. Now, what I'm not happy about is, like, you see Glock Store, as excited as I am for the Glock 26X, or rather the Glock Store edition of a 26X, because there is no official Glock 26X, is that the price of the frame is like $150. And that's just wild to me. Absolutely wild. And it doesn't come with an LPK, so you're spending $150 on the frame without a lower parts kit in it. So it's really awesome. I'm excited to see it. I want to see, you know, Gen 3 through 5 slides on this Glock Store 26X frame. I want to see them out there, out the built and out at the range, and it's going to be exciting. But I'm not excited for the price, unfortunately. That said, for $150, that thing better come damn perfect. I don't mind doing a little bit of work on another frame because it's only 40 to 60. That's fine. It doesn't bother me at all. But when I'm dropping $150 on it, it better be perfect, flawless out the door. I don't know, maybe I have too high expectations. Yeah, that doesn't include shipping or the transfer fees. If you don't have an FFL, or you're not a good friend with an FFL, yeah, you're going to pay for that transfer. And, you know, part of me wants to start an FFL just to do transfers and undercut the other FFLs in my area. I'm sure they're going to be so happy with me if I do. But $50 for an FFL transfer is highway robbery. That $50 for an FFL transfer is freaking wrong. Now, $20 I could see, but right around 10 to 15 is where I think it's perfect. That's perfect for you to take your time, do the transfer, you know, to do a service. Like, it shouldn't necessarily be free, but it also shouldn't be $50. That's just insane. Is the one in screen missing an extractor? Yes, it is. I've heard of places that are more, that are even higher than 50. There is a shop here that does 35, but we've got a good relationship with an FFL, and so we get better pricing now than we used to. We used to have to spend about 35, and that sucked. And once I saw one that told me 50, I was like, oh, hell no. I am never doing a transfer through you. Not for 50. Time to grab some water. Drink water, everybody. It's hot. It's actually reading 105 right now. Oh, is this the guy's truck? Oh, cool. He showed up. All right. I will be quiet for just a few minutes. Feel free to keep commenting and asking questions. We'll see if we can help this guy out and see if we can do some business. So I'll be quiet for just a couple minutes, and yeah, feel free to keep asking questions. Double tap that screen, click those likes, click that sub. It's greatly appreciated. Okay, let me set you guys back up. Thanks for staying in. Okay, this is a really quick fix. We were able to help the guy out. So real common issue, and we were able to fix it with just my Allen wrench real quick, is that he had a red dot optic on, right? And he put the wrong screw in the wrong spot. So he's going to go to the range right now and see if they're open and actually go, shoot, I've got a couple more tasks. I might even see him at the range when I go back over there. But like we talked about this over the phone, but he just wanted to do like the meet in person. That's fine. If we can make that happen once in a while, we'll do it. Oh, let's up that AC a little bit though. It's a little hot out there. Oh yeah, like just what Brandon's saying is there. It gets that, or he means that it gets that I get. It takes time and money, but yeah, $50 is just overboard. It's insane. I don't know where they get off thinking they could do that. Maybe it's because they don't actually want to do the FFL transfer, and that's why they charge so much. I don't know. I would never freaking ever pay pay $50 for that. That's just nuts. How long have we been doing this? 1 hour? Okay, that's probably where I'll kick it off then, guys. I've been doing this for an hour. I got a couple tasks I got to finish, probably go to the range. If they'll let me, I'll try and do some recording in the range just to show off this little range trip. If not, it happens. But thanks for stopping by. We have our Labor Day sale going on, 15% off our SM19 strip slides. So check that out on stifflermanufacturing.com. We're doing the sale all week. So you can get some desert sand, burnt bronze, and FDE slides 15% off. So thanks everybody for popping in. Thank you for the likes and subs. And as always, stay 2A every day.